Yeah, guess it's my turn now. First off, I just want to thank everyone for coming out today to this. Thank the York family, especially, Jed, Dr. York, Denise, everybody for, just all the support. John and his team, Parag, for getting this thing done, and Kyle, for believing in me from the first day I got here. Thank my family for coming out with me, as we avoided a snowstorm in Chicago, so that's always a good thing. And my teammates, thanks for coming out, guys. Appreciate it. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming for this thing. I think we got it figured out pretty quickly, though, and I'm very happy with how it got figured out. And so I'm excited for this next year. But like John said, we got a lot of work to do, so we're looking forward to it.
Just based on your 9 weeks here, what convinced you that this was the place that you wanted to be long term?
I think it was a number of things. The team, the acceptance that they had of me when I first got here from the get-go, the coaching staff, Kyle and Rich, it was a very welcoming environment, and I really liked that. And, we had some success down the stretch, and you could see that pieces were falling into place, and, we got a long way to go, but I think we're moving in the right direction.
Hoping both of you guys could comment on this. Did the Kirk Cousins situation in Washington, the year after year franchise tag, did that influence the decision to get something done now and just have it, done for the next 5 years so that it's not a year-by-year process?
I'll speak for the team. We became convinced that, we had that as an option. We didn't want to use it. We wanted to make Jimmy a 49er for a long, long time. And, is there do you have to have some faith for that? Yeah, absolutely. But he earned that faith that we have in him. I know it wasn't a super long time, but like we said, we felt like we had a really good grasp on the talent. That was only confirmed when he got here. But what we really learned about is what kind of person he is, what kind of teammate he is, what kind of competitor. And when you see that and you have the two things, that's pretty special. It has an opportunity to be special. And then, the team did pretty well when he was in there. And what excites me is that he hadn't even had an offseason. And now when he gets to sit down with Kyle and understand a little bit about the thought process behind the plan, I think it's only going to get better. And so we understand that there will be adversity, there will be tough times, just like there is for any player. But at that point, we tried to treat this situation as a unique one. And I think that's where I have so much appreciation for the two sides is, there's a lot of noise out there, but let's focus on what our motivations are and try to get something done.
Yeah, I think, like John said, the two sides coming together and having the same common goal really made things easy for us. Personally, I knew I wanted to be here, and I think it got figured out fairly quickly. So, I'm really happy the way it worked out, and, glad to be here now.
Jimmy, conventional wisdom, if you had waited, they didn't franchise you, waited for Cousins to sign, maybe other things happen and the quarterback landscape changes, you could have squeezed more money out of this. Why didn't you do that?
Because this is where I want to be, honestly. I wanted to get this deal done as fast as possible, and it's only going to help our team going forward, going into free agency. It is 75 degrees out here. It's not a snowstorm like Chicago, so we just came from that, so I could speak on that. It's a lot better here. So, I don't know. There's other factors that go into it, too. That's a big part. And so, it's just, I don't know. I wanted to be here. I was excited to be here, and I'm happy we got it done as fast as we did.
Maybe you could have got more, but 7 starts in the NFL. You're the top paid player in NFL history. Does that strike you as almost unreal, and do you realize that this does put a little bit of target on your back?
I talked to my brothers about it the last 24 hours flying here and everything. It's if you have asked me as a little kid if I thought this was a reality, probably not. But you always dream about being that NFL quarterback and everything, and this is just taking another step in that direction, I guess.
What do you want to accomplish over the next 5 years, Jimmy?
Next 5 years. Are you really looking forward here? I don't know. I think if we take it day by day, 1 year at a time, and we got a big offseason ahead of us. I think getting in the playbook and fully understanding that this offseason with Kyle will really help me going into the next season. And, we'll take it small steps at a time.
Jimmy, what have you been doing since the season ended?
Kind of just hanging out, relaxing, working out and stuff. I like to, cool off after the season, let my mind get away from football for a little while, and now I'm getting back into it. And this is an exciting time.
You've been in Chicago, or?
Yeah.
And was there a moment, a specific game or a time where you went, yeah, this is where I want to be, or was it a gradual process over those last 2 months of the season?
I wouldn't say it was one thing in particular. I think, like I said, from the first day I got here, my teammates, the coaching staff were very accepting of me, and that's it's kind of rare in an NFL locker room. There's a lot of different types of personalities in there, so for them to accept me so quickly, it made my life a lot easier. And so I think just as the season went on, it was just it was an easy decision for me.
As someone who had to grind and prove yourself and work your way here, with a number like that, did you think it would be easy to keep that same mentality?
Oh yeah, not much is changing in that perspective. We have one goal in mind. That's to get to a Super Bowl and win it. We want to parade just like Philly had one, and that's our goal here.
What do you think about what's gone on with your former team in the last couple of weeks? Were you watching them in the Super Bowl? Was it weird to watch them and not be there with them? And did the Josh McDaniels thing surprise you at all?
Yeah, I watched the Super Bowl. I watched it with my brothers and some of our friends. It was actually a really good game. I thought a lot of offense in it and everything. So it was tough loss for those guys, but they had a good season.
Jimmy, what's the aspect of when you report back to the offseason program that you're most interested in seeing about where this offense can go, where Kyle's offense can take you?
Well, I've never been here for an offseason, so everything will kind of be new for me, just like the season was. But, I think getting into phase 1, phase 2, and really being able to talk through the offense to some of the finer things that I didn't get involved into during the season, I think it will really help me take steps forward in learning this.
And Kyle, I don't think you can talk to Jimmy about football stuff, but you can talk to us about football stuff. What are you going to be looking to do with Jimmy when you get him here in April?
It's nice to start from scratch and to go at a slower process. He got a crash course, and he did a hell of a job picking it up. But it's some things he's out there and he's just going, but he doesn't truly understand why and things like that. But he's did a great job of getting through the week to where he had a chance to do it on Sunday. And now where the rush isn't quite the same, you can start from the beginning, start on the first page, not the 50th page, and you get a better foundation. And when you have a better foundation of where you're coming from when you're learning, I think it gives you a chance to play at a higher level, and the whys and things like that. And obviously I think everyone knows he played very well in the games he played for us, but I think when he goes out there, and it'll give him a chance over a longer time to be more consistent and just really understand him better.
Jimmy, during the season, you were careful not to say whether or not you wanted to be here long term. Why was that?
I wasn't careful, but I knew I wanted to be here. I think it was just a matter of getting everything figured out, and I think we did that fairly quickly this offseason. And I'm excited about it that it got done so fast, and it's an exciting time right now.
Having come where you came from,
Say it again, sorry.
having come from New England, which goes to Super Bowl almost every year, how close do you think the 49ers are to something like that?
I think we're working in the right direction. Like John said earlier, there's a lot of pieces that come into play. And I think, we're putting those pieces into place. And now we just, once the season comes, we have to actually go out there and perform. And that's really what this league is about, going out there, executing, and performing on Sundays. And, the results will speak for themselves.
Jimmy, Tom Brady has been the gold standard for the better part of 15-plus years. Playing behind him, yet exclusive insight on what it takes to be the best. What's the single most important thing that sticks in your mind that you learned from him on what it takes to be a champion year in and year out?
I think his love for the game obviously is a big part of it, and I clearly have that. So, the way he prepares, that was one thing that I picked up from him, just being around him for 3.5 years. It makes the difference, and week in and week out, just being able to be mentally tough enough to do that, and physically tough enough to survive the games. It's all that coming together, really.
You're going to come in and put up 5 wins for a team that had only 1 win. The NFL is just not supposed to be that easy. When you look back on those 5 games, what jumps out at you? Why were you able to succeed?
I think a big part of it was the coaching staff put me in a good spot to succeed. I think that's where it all starts, preparing throughout the week and getting a good game plan together. Kyle, Rich, all those guys, they put us in a good spot to succeed, and we just went out there and executed. And I think there's a lot more that goes into it, but I think that was a big part of it.
It's been, I think, exactly 100 days since, or a little bit more, since you showed up from that trade. You're kind of coming off that flight. I remember you're just looking around, meeting people. How would you compare yourself as a quarterback and a person, after this 100-day whirlwind with a new system, now as opposed to when you first showed up in October?
There's a lot of things that are the same. There's a lot of shock going on from then to today. But it's exciting. I don't know. I don't think I've changed much as a person, but getting those 5 starts and learning my teammates and how to play with them and to get on the same page as them, I think it's only going to help us going forward. So, I think there's a lot more to be done, and this offseason will be big for us to really learn each other's style and get the whole playbook down. But I think we're moving in the right direction.